Welcome to Production Expert. My name's Dan Cooper, and in this review, we're going to be taking a look at Pro-L 2. This is FabFilter's newly improved limiter plugin. Pro-L 2 introduces several new features and a wealth of improvements. New features include true peak limiting, a fully featured loudness metering system, we've got support for multi-channel, and we can even monitor the effects of the limiting, so not the squish, but the actual distortion that happens, which is very cool. Now, FabFilter claim that they've improved the different styles of limiter, and we've got additional modes down here as well. Aggressive, modern, bus, and safe. We'll have a little play of these later on. Oversampling, this has been increased up to 32 times. And one of the headline features, as I mentioned earlier, got true peak limiting there, just on and off. Over on the output, 1-to-1, which means when we increase the gain over here, which introduces limiting, the output is automatically balanced, so we can actually hear what the limiter's doing as opposed to our heads being taken off by the level differences, thus confusing our ears, and we make rubbish judgments with limiting, which is quite cool. We had something similar to this in the previous version of Pro-L. You'd hold shift down and increase that, and the output used to turn down. It was very useful, but it was a little bit clunky. So really nice to see that that's actually been addressed, and we've got a much more fluid way of setting our limiter settings in this plugin. So 2 thumbs up from me there. Now let's talk metering over here on the right. I'd say we pretty much got everything that we need, but if you click loudness, it's when things get a little bit more interesting. So we can meter our momentary, short-term, integrated loudness, and set a target over here as well, I believe they call it. -9 LUFS for CD, streaming -14. Very cool. And if you want to set your own target, you can do so very, very easily. So what else is new? Well, hit this button. We're in full screen mode. I really like that with FabFilter plugins. It seems to be something they introduce in their second versions of things. So Pro C2 has it, and the fabulous FabFilter Pro EQ2 as well. I like working in full screen mode. Helps me to focus on what I'm doing as opposed to getting distracted with things in my DAW. So what does it sound like? Well, I've had a little play with it since it launched earlier today, and I must say I am really impressed with it. As you can see at the top there, I'm running this in demo mode, and I'm pretty sure I'll be reaching for my credit card by the end of this video. But for those who haven't used FabFilter Pro-L before, let me just quickly show you how it works. It's very simple, and it just works. So first of all, let's engage this 1-to-1 feature down here, and let's apply some limiting to the master track of this song on the chorus. We're going to use this gain slider here to introduce our limiting. Now I'm going to keep it on aggressive to start with. We'll set our limiting, and then we'll flick through some of these styles.
Now everything has changed, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing wrong. Everything's so easy now, it's clear that you complete me, and the only
Okay, so you can see over here, our target LUFS CD, kind of exceeding it a little bit. Let's back it off.
because there's nothing wrong here.
Very, very nice. And as you heard, as I increased and introduced the limiting, the volume didn't go up. And that also helped me as well to hear what the limiter was doing. Very, very cool. Now you notice on the right here, our main meters are in yellow. That's because we've got the 1-to-1 highlighted down here. We flick that off. We're now going to be getting the full final effects of the limiting through our monitors. So watch your monitoring level now, boys and girls. It's going to get loud.
Now everything has changed, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing wrong. Everything's so
Very, very nice. Now, let's re-engage that and have a little flick through some of these styles. Starting with safe. This is quite, from what I can tell, a softer approach to limiting.
Now everything has changed, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing wrong. Everything's so easy now.
Bus.
Clear that you complete me, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing wrong.
Well, that does something to the bottom ends. That's quite nice.
Doing nothing, 'cause there's nothing wrong here.
Modern. Let's go back round again.
Now everything has changed, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing wrong. Everything's so
I quite like bus.
now it's clear that you complete me, and the only thing wrong is there's
You can see at the top here, the limiting, the gain reduction, and the speed at which it releases.
there's nothing wrong here.
Very, very nice. Let's have a little listen to this now if we push it a bit too far.
Now everything has changed, and the only thing wrong is there's nothing.
Okay, you can clearly hear that break up.
Everything's so easy now.
can see I'm obviously going way too far at the top here. Let's back it off, and now let's monitor that breakup, that distortion. So this is what's being introduced to the signal. That's what the limiter does. That's what limiters do. So it's really nice to be able to hear what's going on, you know, because the music and the loudness can mask that a little bit. So very cool feature. Thank you, FabFilter. Now, I've really just scratched the surface of what this can do. I've only been playing around with it for a couple of hours. Maybe I'll do an extended video in the coming weeks on Pro Tools Expert. But for now, let's hear your thoughts on Pro-L2. Are you a Pro-L user? Will you be upgrading to Pro-L2? Let us know in the comments below. For more information on Pro-L2 and to download the demo and to see your upgrade options if you are a current Pro-L user, do visit the FabFilter website. I hope you guys got something from this. I'm Dan from Production Expert, and I'll see you again soon.